What a beautiful cluster of echeverias we have today. This is the Echeveria Halbingeri, and today we are going to talk about this one. Plus, join me as I remove some of the offsets of this cluster. So let us get started. Hi guys, this is Leslie of Succulent Social, and I have here with me a beautiful cluster of Echeveria Halbingeri. It is such a beauty. Look how many it has. It's been calling me to actually remove the offsets for a while, but sometimes they have to wait. But today is the day. So let's just have a quick look at this beauty. So many offsets. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-ish, 11 offsets here, but some of them are smaller ones, so those small ones we will not remove, but we're going to remove the bigger ones. I also have a second pot here, which is also Halbingeri, but it doesn't have much of those stress as the other one, but some of these have good size as well. What we want to achieve basically is to remove the offsets and plant them individually, such as this. This is one that I have planted previously, and now it has given me also tiny babies. Okay, so we're gonna start. It has just rained yesterday, so it is actually a good time to remove the offsets because it has a good share of drink. So yeah, let's start. So basically, what we do is we just cut off all the offsets one at a time, and then what I'm doing right now is I'm removing all of the lower leaves that are not forming the rosette. Some excess water there, we just have to remove it. Okay, so now that I have removed all those leaves, I'm gonna set it aside because we will do leaf propagation for that. I'm gonna cut here maybe 2 centimeters left of the stem, which we will plant and anchor into the soil. Now, as you've noticed, when I touch it, I'm touching the underside of the leaf just because Halbingeri has a farina, which is like the powdery sunscreen of succulents, and once you touch that surface, they just get removed and it leaves a mark basically. So we have to be careful with all the succulents that have farinas. And then now I'm just showing you how I gently remove a leaf. It has to be a clean cut, meaning you have to remove the leaf from the leaf nodes because that's where a new pop will be growing from. So now once we've cut them, we don't actually plant them in soil immediately. What we will do is something that's called air drying or letting the cut part callus. So if you've noticed, I actually did not cut the whole stem here because there are tiny offsets that are still attached to the stem, and I will leave them there. I will let them grow bigger. Of course, it will take months before they grow bigger, but that's what I want to do. Keep it there until they produce maybe another set of clusters. Okay, so going back to getting the cuttings callus, all you need to do is just basically leave them there for about 2 to 3 days, depending on the weather of your area or depending how big is your cutting. But just leave them there, let all those cut areas dry up. Just like when you have a cut on your skin and you let it do a blood clotting, that's what callus is like to a plant. And then of course, once they're ready to get planted, it is important to use a fast draining soil mix, one wherein the water will not be held by the soil for too long. The succulents, they like water, they like to store water, but they don't like the roots to be damp for a long period of time. So it's important to use a fast draining soil mix. It's important to use a pot with drainage hole so that you don't create a pool of water under your pots. And once you have already removed all of the offsets, it is important to take this time to actually clean the leaves, any dried leaves under, just to give your um, pot good air circulation as well. Alright, so here are our offsets, really beautiful and pretty. And then I'm just gonna dip the ends actually of the stem on cinnamon powder, just a normal cinnamon powder that you have in your pantry. What it does basically is to act like an antifungal. So um, what it coats the like the cut areas, and it serves as antifungal. So it protects it from rotting in the future. Or if you don't want cinnamon powder, you could also use those rooting hormones, rooting powder that you can buy in nurseries or in garden centers, but cinnamon powder does the same, so you can do that too. And if you're removing offsets and you see those ones that already have roots, don't cut them, save the roots. Just pull them out of the soil instead of cutting them, because the roots are already there. Take advantage of it. So we're just gonna leave this here for about 2 days, and then we're gonna start potting them. All right. I'm gonna go back to the mother plant, and since they also have cut areas or open wounds, I'm also gonna put cinnamon powder there, just to protect it, give it a little bit of a coating, and I will not really. I'm gonna set it aside for a few days too. Now I have here a bunch of leaves for leaf propagation. I'm gonna put it in a dry container for about maybe 3 to 4 weeks, and hopefully there will be pops. Hi guys, how are you? It's been 6 days now since we last removed the offsets, and after being set aside for a few days, the mother plants are now back here in their original spots. I feel like the offsets grew bigger. Anyway, the cuttings that we had were actually now planted individually. Here they are. Let me get them for you. So they have been individually planted such as this. Now remember that they don't have roots yet, so they will be kept in this partially shaded area for about 2 weeks, and then they will be slowly introduced to water. No water for 2 weeks, and then slowly introduced to water, and slowly introduced to more sunlight as well. And hopefully these mother plants too will have more offsets for me. And that's actually about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I did. I mean, I really like Halbingeri. It's such a pretty tight rosette. And look at that. What's not to love? It's so gorgeous, isn't it? Now, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to our channel, and you could also hit the notification bell button to get notified of our next videos, or follow us as well on our social media pages. Thank you so much. Until next time. Bye.